Texas guy and a Southern girl moved to Japan. He's Bill, and I'm Carolyn Hancock. We wrote letters home about daily life, our travels, and making new friends. It was a time too precious to forget because, really, haven't we all wished we knew more about our family history? I'll talk about the challenges and the fun in short bites. Join me on the journey. It's my day to learn how to drive on the wrong side of the road. Bill said I needed to practice driving, so go to work with him today. It would be my first time to drive. Bill asked, "What's the first thing you do when you start the car?" Answer, think left. Drive on the left side of the street. The gear shift is on the left. The turn signal's on the right. Guess how many times I flipped the windshield wipers as a turn signal. Bill thinks he stayed calm in the passenger seat, but I know he wasn't. The curb is amazingly close to the passenger seat. Everything is a different perspective for the passenger and driver. The other thing he says to remember is clear your axle. Well, it seems that some curves are so tight you have to get past the curve before you start the turn. Well, something like that. I did okay until the right turn into the company parking lot. He says I got into the oncoming bus turn lane. Well, it looked okay to me. The real purpose of my going with him turned out to be helping unbox their computers that were shipped from California. After a couple of hours, we left there and started shopping, and it started raining. There's a cycle and car sales row in an area close to the Breeze Bay Hotel. Walking, or rather running, in the rain from store to store, we found a used Yamaha two-seater. The clerk spoke a little English. He said the scooter was a year old. Bill said it was perfect. I wanted to look more and be sure it was a good deal, especially since we originally started looking at scooters to get one for me. I like the Honda Dio. It's small, easy to use, just my speed. The rain continued all day, all night, and the next morning it's still raining. That's Sunday, August the 21st, 1994. But we had an appointment at 9 a.m. to look at another desk. A group of pilots and flight engineers are being transferred or retired out, so there are several sayonara sales. Bill had an actual address, which is a rarity, and directions starting at the fire station on the Bluff area. Sounded easy, even for newcomers. Did we ever cover that area from every direction? But even the whole fire department staff, with the aid of a map, couldn't direct us. After a phone call and second directions, you can spit on my place from the fire department, we bought a vacuum cleaner. Yay! The dog hair was getting thick. A very ugly metal desk, and the most wonderful luxury, a sofa. The sofa is a 4-piece sectional. It's fairly comfortable and fairly nice looking, lightweight enough for Bill and me to load it in the car and transport, and it was only $100. Back to town to buy the Yamaha 125, but this clerk speaks no English. Do you believe you can negotiate a price with no language? I left the two men to bargain, because sometimes a woman does not belong in the Japanese world. When I heard them conclude and went back to the counter, the man used motions to describe the negotiations, smiling, nodding at Bill. Good. then held his arm on the counter like someone was bending it backwards and pointing again at Bill. But then, of course, I know how good Bill is at negotiating. There were forms for the man to complete. The address was the easy part. The dates are described as year, month, day, so maybe he got my birth date right. He seemed to want to know my age and smiled and pointed me to him, saying, "Same, same." I guess that means the same age. Maybe. But then we needed to do something else. The best he came up with was holding his hands in a small rectangle shape and saying, "Prefecture," which is the courthouse equivalent. We thought he meant he needed our alien registration. So we took his paper, saying we come back tomorrow. Next, we found a couple retiring to live on their yacht in the Channel Islands, England, in a month. They were selling their two small scooters, a Yamaha Mint and a Yamaha Jog, little 50cc motors, both for $400. They need to keep them till they leave, but the red Mint will be my scooter, kind of around town, easy to use. You should see the women putting around town on scooters. So many of them, and the rest of them are on bikes, with apron 90% of them wear. Aprons are another big business. The scooters and bikes have little baskets to carry shopping. It's such a world here. There's nothing in the day-to-day life of an American to relate to anything I describe. Back home and thinking, wouldn't a pizza taste good? We see pizza scooter delivery everywhere. The delivery scooters are made so that when the driver and scooter leans into curves, the food stays level. And it has some kind of stand on the back. We walked by one place one night that was loading bowls of soup and noodles. I guess pepperonis don't slide either. So Bill ordered one. I was so tired I went to bed, but he went outside to wait for the delivery. 3 times the pizza place called and asked the address, "Where you're home?" repeating the address 5 times on each call, obviously not able to find on their map, nor driving around. I asked, "I pick it up." They replied, "No, we bring your home, but we cannot find, not bring. Sorry." That was quite a lot for one Sunday day. I treasure these memories of Japan and its culture and people. Thanks for listening. We'll keep these stories to about 10 minutes, so come back for the next one. Please follow me and let your friends know about Letters from Japan.